So what does Carter Page have to say now at this inflection point? Well, this key witness and subject of the audit of DOJ staff, Carter Page, is with me right here, right now, one of his very first interviews since this whole report came out. Thanks for sitting down with me.
Great to be with you again, Ari.
I'm glad to have you back wherever the story goes. I've got my report. It's a thick one. I noticed you brought yours. What do you think is important that comes out of this?
I think first of all, great initial work by the Inspector General. I had concerns just because I hadn't been had the chance to provide any input, and there were some Privacy Act questions. But in the end, it was a great first step. And I think, as you correctly alluded to, and so many Americans have been talking about, just really serious, egregious misconduct. And I'm very heartened that Attorney General Barr and the team at DOJ is going to continue looking into this serious issue.
Ben Wittes, who some of our viewers may recall as an analyst, well known in Washington, he writes, now that this has come out, quote, "If I were Carter Page, I'd read this report with some grim satisfaction. Page has a right to be pissed off. IG concluded serious errors took place in seeking Page's surveillance orders. The errors were not political." And he's referring to the fact that both things can be true, and this is a nuance that can get lost. I'm reading here from the report, 17, quote, errors or omissions in the Carter Page warrant applications. That's not nothing. But also, quote, no intentional misconduct on the part of the agents, and as I mentioned, no bias. Do you then accept that both there were mistakes with you, but there was no larger anti-Trump witch hunt found in this report?
Well, I know there was a witch hunt more broadly in terms of a lot of the direct collusion between outside actors and the FBI and DOJ. And we know this in terms of the significant discussion of Fusion GPS, et cetera, the DNC, and their direct involvement in this. I mean, this is clearly unprecedented in terms of serious election interference. And again,
I understand your view. Do you accept that this report doesn't find an anti-Trump bias on the part of the FBI? Because that's the other thing. I mean, you could kind of divide this whole thing right now into warrants, that's you.
Yes.
And then is the FBI out to treasonously take down Donald Trump? And I read the report. It says no.
Well, like I said, Ari, I think it's a first step, and we'll have to wait and see until we have the full details. I think, as is stated in the report, they had a narrow scope, talking to internal people within DOJ. And I think as we look more broadly, which I know some other people in the U.S. government are now doing, I think we'll have a much clearer picture.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.